The Bitcoin is breaking out and almost reaching our target of $100,000. But what about altcoins? Can we have an alt season? You will find out in this video. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Salmon from MyCryptoParadise. In this video, we will take a look where the smart money are going to flow in the future. We will take a look at Bitcoin CME futures gap, and we will take a look at Bitcoin versus gold and what correlation it has, and can it help us predict the upcoming price action? Let's see. But firstly, let's start with the previous video which I have recorded for you 1 day ago. I have shared with you this ascending triangle target of $100,000 if we gonna have a successful breakout. A successful breakout is formed by not only breaking above the resistance but also retesting the resistance afterwards and turning it into a support. The target is the depth of the triangle. So let's have a look. As you can see, here was a first false breakout. We have closed a 4-hour candle above this resistance. However, it wasn't enough because the retest, the upcoming retest, didn't hold above the resistance, right? So we retested this moving average trend line, this orange trend line, held above it, which was a great sign. Then we start another breakout, a retest, which was successful. As you can see, the candle retested the previous resistance, held above it. That means it turned it into a support, and we started to grind higher towards our target of $100,000, which I have calculated for you in the previous video very easily. You just take the previous low of the ascending triangle, put it to the top, take this measurement, put it to the breakout level, and you get the target of around $100,000 to $101,000. As you can see, right now we are being rejected slightly below our target, $100,000. Why is that? For that we need to take a look what's going on behind the scenes. Let's take a look at the sell limit orders above us. This is huge, right? You can see that this is worth millions and millions of dollars. So somebody is front running that 100k, because as you can see, there is loads of sell walls exactly at $100,000. Loads of people are anticipating that level to be hit, and loads of people also want to get out of the Bitcoin at this price. That is why we can see some smart traders are actually front running these sell limit walls at 100k, and that is what is causing this current rejection from below 100k. Let's shift our focus, however, right now on the correlation between Bitcoin and gold. As you can see, I have been already sharing this with you in the previous video. The correlation of gold and Bitcoin is obvious from the previous years. However, the current price action on the lower time frame is extremely interesting, because we know that Bitcoin is often perfectly lacking just behind the price action of gold. That is why sometimes by observing the price action of gold, we can have some understanding of what may happen with Bitcoin as well, right? So let's take a look what happened in September. Gold have been creating this falling wedge pattern, right? In November, Bitcoin started to create this falling wedge pattern. Then we grind higher. We got a first rejection on gold right here. Same happened with Bitcoin, right? We started to grind up, slightly went above 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level, and then we had a little correction, right? The same happened with Bitcoin. Then we, however, got a reversal to the upside, created another higher high, and then we had a slightly sharper correction. These corrections are created by some market sell order of some big player, because just by observing the candles you can see it is very sharp and it is just some market selling. The same happened on Bitcoin. We created another higher high and then a sharper correction, right? And then what happened with gold? It started to slowly grind higher. It wasn't nothing extra volatile as it happened right here and right here. The same for Bitcoin, right here and right here. You can see this candle very volatile. So it wasn't nothing volatile, but it started to grind slowly higher. And the same thing is happening with Bitcoin. It is slightly and quite slowly going higher. And where gold stopped, exactly at this Fibonacci retracement level 1.272. How did I get these levels? By just analyzing this previous wave right here. So So I have placed my Fibonacci retracement point number 1 right here at the top and the second point right here at the bottom of the falling wedge pattern. The same thing I have done with Bitcoin, right? And as you can see, this level is perfectly confluencing with our ascending triangle target, right? This is $100,000 something. And what happened with gold after we have reached this Fibonacci retracement level? We started to reject, right? And we started to go down. So based on this understanding, there's a high probability that something similar can happen with Bitcoin, right? Because we are just at this level right now. And if we will not be able to overcome this level, the same projection of what happened with gold can happen with Bitcoin as well. And if we start dropping, the target will be around $77,000. And it also very nicely confluencing with our Bitcoin CME futures gap right here. It was created on weekend in 11th of November, okay? And as you know, the CME futures gap, they are working like a magnet, right? 99% of gaps always get filled sooner or later, right? So there is a high probability because it very nicely confluencing with the support right here that I have also calculated based on what happened with gold previously. I will not bore you with that in this video, but this is a nice demand zone and it is also very nicely confluencing with this Bitcoin CME futures gap. But of course, before we can say that for sure, we will firstly need to see this orange line moving average to start crossing, right? And we are just not waiting for some breakdown, we are waiting for a breakdown, retest, and then there is going to be a very high probability conviction that we will continue lower. But the target will be around $77,000 if we start to drop. So as a professional traders, we need to be aware of that, count it in our strategy and trade based on it. Another thing that is supporting our bias that we can follow the gold trajectory in the near future is by taking a look at our Bitcoin on a weekly time frame. This is where we are analyzing the ultra high time frame price action. This is where in 2023 we have been able to predict the upcoming bull run, where we started to accumulate Bitcoin at these levels because we understand also very well the Elliot Wave theory, right? Together with that, we have been obviously watching what the whales are doing, but the Elliot Wave theory, if you don't know about it, it can help you so much with your trading because you will be able to understand the price action much better and it will make you much more profitable trader. We have actually created with Paradise team an article for you. It's a long article where we professionally and also very easily explain how the Elliot Wave theory works in detail, how we use it, so you can learn it and use it in your trading as well. If you are not in Paradise Family VIP, where we share with you our own trades, you can just learn it yourself for free on our website and you can be a master in trading as well. Together with money management, of course, because the Elliot Wave theory, together with other indications in the market, it just gives you an edge, right? But in order for you to turn this edge into a long-term profit, you need to have some great strategies, some great money management strategies and portfolio diversification for sure. But about the Elliot Wave theory, so you know that the motive move is being formed from 5 waves, right? And then we have 3 corrective waves, ABC. If it's ABC, it is against the trend and then we can continue higher. So let's take a look at the current price action. We have created the A, B, C, that was the longest one. D, this one was tricky, right? And now we are in the final E wave. And you know that we have been since the beginning predicting that this 5th wave will end up at around $93,000. But in the previous videos, we also informed you that there is a possible extension towards 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level right here, which is once again, guess what, confluencing with that 100k resistance. This is exactly at $101,000, but it's very close to 100, right? So if this E wave, final 5th wave, will be a little bit extended, this is supposed to be the final resistance that should hold, and then we should start the ABC correction. The probability suggests that this is the highest likelihood of what's gonna happen next. Take a look at the $93,000 level. It worked actually pretty well. If I even shift on a 4-hour time frame, as we hit the $93,000 resistance for the first time, we had a rejection of around 6 to 7%. Okay, so this was a huge rejection, but because this E-wave is usually the most volatile, it is very hard to predict exactly the price of the final resistance from where we start to correct into that ultra high time frame ABC corrective pattern, right? So once we started to correct, we then get up again another steam, and on second, third, fourth, fifth try we have broken that $93,000, and now we are trading slightly above that. As you can see, this was a nice breakout and retest. It was perfectly confluencing with this ascending triangle, breakout, retest, continuation higher, right? But this is the fifth wave of the motive move down from the $20,000 mark right here, and it is already quite extended. So we do believe that from here we should start getting the correction, and lots of people are scared about correction in crypto. However, you know very well that if the correction is actually being smooth, not that volatile like right here, we can actually have an alt season during that, right? Because we understand where the money is flowing. So how can we understand where the money is flowing? In 2021, this was actually the time where loads of altcoins have been outperforming the price action of Bitcoin. And take a look at the money flow. So in order to understand how probable it is that we can have an alt season, we need to understand how the smart money are moving, right? So for that we can use few index charts that can help us to understand what is the highest probability of money flow. Are the smart money gonna flow out of the market totally, or are they actually gonna move from Bitcoin to some other cryptocurrencies? We can analyze that in general by looking at few indexes. So first index is crypto total market cap, and I will be just talking about the general stuff, the general altcoin market and Bitcoin. I will not be talking about a specific altcoins. For that, it's a different strategy what we are doing in Paradise VIP to make sure that we are always trading only the highest probability coins that can make the hugest movements, alright? So right now I'm just talking in general about the probabilities where the money are going to flow next. So first of all, let's take a look at crypto total market cap. This is a market cap of Bitcoin and all altcoins as well. And as you can see, we have been informing you about this breakdown in the previous videos of this descending trend line breakdown. As you can see, again, nice breakout, retest, and then we had the surge towards our level right here. This was our first target, but as you can see right now on a weekly time frame, in 3 days 8 hours we will close a weekly candle, and if we can close it above this resistance, we will actually turn it into a support, and that will make a great recipe for a retest and move higher towards this next Fibonacci retracement level at 1.618 Fibonacci, which is telling us that 3.5 trillion market cap is possible, right? Let's take a look at USDT dominance right now on a weekly time frame as well. This is USDT that people are holding on exchanges and also in hardware wallets and software wallets. This is basically the reserves of USDT in the overall crypto market. And as you can see, the USDT dominance is just below resistance. And what does it mean? It's very easy, because if I will not be describing the psychology behind this price action very easily, what you just need to understand is that when we break below some support and turn it into a resistance, as it is working right now, there is a higher probability, because the crypto market is following some kind of fractals, some kind of market cycles, right? And the decisions of people working based on that. So if we are below the resistance right now, there's a higher probability that what will most of the people do, and smart whales as well, is that they will take that USDT and put it into the crypto market, buy Bitcoin, altcoins, whatever, right? But there's a higher probability that we will go down, and as we go down, that means that people are taking that USDT and buying from that some crypto, right? So if they do this, the USDT dominance is decreasing, and when is increasing, it means that from crypto they take profits back to USDT, and the USDT dominance is rising, right? Because the reserves of USDT is rising into the crypto market. So right now there's a high probability that we start decreasing the USDT dominance. That means the reserves of USDT people have on exchanges and software, hardware wallets will start to flow into the crypto market, Bitcoin or altcoins, all right? So this is bullish. But how bullish? Is it bullish for like crypto overall, Bitcoin, altcoins only? We need to go further to understand that. So further, we take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is right now at a huge resistance. It is not only Fibonacci retracement resistance, but also the previous price action. As you can see, this is a great zone of previous supply and demand, and right now it will be working as a strong resistance zone. And what does it mean? It means that there is a higher probability that from this zone the Bitcoin dominance starts to decrease, okay? It is a higher probability that we will see some rejection from this zone, other than we will see a reclaim and continuation higher, right? So what it tells us is that there is a higher probability that people will start selling Bitcoin. But because we understand also that the crypto total market cap is about to shift this previous resistance into support, we believe that as the smart money are selling Bitcoin, they will not send it back to USDT, right? Because USDT dominance is also at resistance. So where they will be sending that? Well, take a look at Ethereum dominance. Ethereum dominance, on the other hand, is at support right now. Again, very important zone, not just Fibonacci retracement levels, but also previous price action suggest it was working as a resistance in the past and then turned into a support. So very important zone, very important levels right here. And again, higher probability is that we will start to see some kind of rise from these levels, right? So that means that if the people start to sell Bitcoin, the smart whales, there's a higher probability that they will not go back to USDT, but that they will go to Ethereum, right? Because Ethereum dominance is at support. And as you can see, the weekly previous candle was closed just below the Fibonacci retracement level, which would be bearish and suggest that we can go even lower. But we need a confirmation, right? That is in 3 days, 8 hours, we will get a confirmation. But right now there is a higher probability that we will overcome this level and start to get some inflow of money into Ethereum, and that will put the Ethereum index price higher. So that will work again as a high probability suggestion that Ethereum dominance is at support right now. There is a higher probability that it will start rising, right? And what about altcoins? For that, let's take a look at others dominance. Others dominance is actually crypto total market cap excluding top 10 coins. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the top 10 market cap coins, all right? So this is just altcoins, the medium and smaller caps, and let's have a look at that. So first of all, we can clearly see we are at support, right? Not only we have this ascending trend line just below us that worked previously for multiple times, 1, 2, 3, 4. We also go from a huge downtrend, so the probability of seeing some reversal is much higher, right? And that's not all. Also, we are at this Fibonacci retracement level, which working as a great support. Also, it was working as a support previously, as you can see right here at these levels, at like resistance, right? It was working like a resistance right here, then shifted into a support, resistance again. So this level is working perfectly, very strong confluences at these levels, right? So there is a higher probability that we will see some movement to the upside, and the next resistance levels are around 14 to 16%. So again, it just suggests that there is a higher probability that together with increasing the Ethereum dominance, we will also increase the dominance of altcoins if the Bitcoin will behave. And while dropping, which is right now the high probability to drop, it will actually not mean that we are selling Bitcoin for USDT, right? It doesn't mean that we are selling Bitcoin for USDT, but we are selling Bitcoin and buying Ethereum and altcoins. That's the highest probability what the smart money will be doing in the upcoming months. It can change, but right now this is the probability of what's gonna happen with the highest conviction, and that is how we are managing our portfolio, how we adjust our trading strategies just based on this information. So I do hope it was helpful for you, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you again next time on Saturday. Until then, take care. Cheers.